someone in front of you has been that person with 3 carriages worth of food and whatnot. We spoke earlier about the convenience of Amazon's new Go grocery store, and it brought up the fact of, you know, isn't that nice? One less thing to avoid, because for a lot of people, a pet peeve in the grocery store is a long line.
Absolutely.
You won't have to worry about that, but there are other things that people dislike.
Yeah, so we were wondering what bothers you the most when you are in the supermarket, and for me, it's the people who just dead stop in the aisle, wherever it is, just to
in the center of the aisle.
In the center of the aisle, and knowing that there's people all around them and they're completely oblivious and they're checking their phone, staring at their phone. And not like checking like a list. Like if they have like a list of items that they're in their hand and they're wondering, you know, maybe where it is, maybe they're a little confused about where it is, you're cool with that.
Yeah.
When they're standing there checking a text message, it's like, move, get out of the way.
Right.
Get out of the way.
You know who gets in my way? Marty.
Marty, yes,
That
Marty
new
does.
There was one day that I just was like, I need the chicken, Marty, and we were doing that dance. I was moving, he was moving.
Right.
Yeah, and it was just, I know he was trying to sense the spills and whatnot, but he was sensing my stress, I'm sure, at the same time. But finally got what I needed. Yeah, that's a tough one. I also think the lines are really difficult. There are certain markets that I swear by, because regardless of how busy they are, they can at least handle it and accommodate, and they have a bunch of registers open. Then there are other markets where it's a busy time too. It's not like I'm going at an odd time of day and there just happens to be a lot of folks, but you know, there's one express line, and I'm looking, well, I have far more than 10 items, and there's one other line open. And the person is making a conversation about every product that you're buying. And as long as we're keeping the line moving, you can talk. But when you pause and are examining, and it reminds me of that SNL skit of, where'd you get that? And the woman runs off and tries to find the product in the store.
And you know, I mean, you can't blame the folks who are like at the register. I mean, they're doing, you know, they're going as fast as they can.
They're trying to
get it done. They're doing the best they can, because sometimes they not only have to you know, check you out, but they're also bagging as well.
Yeah.
So I wish there was somebody there to bag.
Okay, at all times. At all times.
I hate bagging.
Yeah.
I hate bagging.
I think when we were just discussing the problems with the grocery stores, are the other shoppers most of the time? Is it the person with a giant stack of coupons, half of which are expired, so it's taking a long time in front of you? Is it the folks stopping in the middle of the aisle? You know, I think a lot of times it's maybe the other shoppers.
I do wish, if you are a coupon person, which God bless you if you are, and you can keep it all organized and everything else, because there are people who are superstars when it comes to it. I would appreciate if you, as you were going along, if you removed your coupon, that you know when you bought
got them all ready.
You got them all ready when you're in your hand, when they're like you're ready to go. So when you get up there, you boop boop boop, you know, and you're good.
Right. It's quick. I got my card out.
I got my card. I'm ready to go.
You know what bothers me? When you're walking through the aisle and you're grabbing, you know, your crackers and whatnot, and you see like a half-empty cup. Just sitting there, as if someone was enjoying their beverage as they were shopping and thought, I can't walk 10 more feet with this empty cup. I'm putting it on a shelf here. That bothers me, because now it's someone having to pick up the slack and clean the aisles with items that they're not even selling.
If I forget something, I won't go back. Like, I won't leave my carriage there and go back.
Oh, no.
No.
Isn't that funny? Everyone has a fear. As if someone's going to walk in and go, this is exactly what I need.
I get anxiety.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I get anxiety.
I
get anxiety. I don't want to be that guy going, I'll be right back, and somebody's going to go and get stuff.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
All right, well, now let's send things over to Brendan here, what he has to say.
There's nothing worse than a line. You're trying to get somewhere, it won't move. Look, we got a show to do, guys. I know you all are trying to get your screen time here, but okay, that's enough. Let's go. I got to get to the tech. Come on, sir, let's go. Autumn, I'm terribly sorry. I don't know how I know that mystery person by name, but thank you. There's just nothing worse than when you're trying. That's a little close. Look, I said beat it.
All of a sudden he's Mr. Showbiz.
I know. Oh, somebody wants an Emmy. There is nothing worse than when you're in a hurry, and you know we've all been the person that's unfortunately taking a little bit of extra time. You never want to be the one holding up the line, but
I have anxiety over that.
There's nothing worse when you have a product and it won't scan, and you're going,
I was like, forget it. Just put it aside.
Just take it, throw it across the. Nope, I don't know who that belongs to.
And they got to call. Oh, no, just, I don't want to hold up these poor folks.
Yeah, when you see the light
No.
blinking,
I don't want to be me.
change lines.
Nope. It's not any. You know what? I like that it's a grocery store because the experience is gross. It's putting the gross in grocery store. Well, here now is what our social media friends have to say about this. Not surprisingly, this is a universal topic. We had a ton of comments. Let's get right to them. Sharon D. Pasquale is up first, sharing in part, I can't stand when people put their carriage in the middle of the aisle and won't move it for anything. Yes, you can say excuse me and they still don't. So then you push it out of the way and they get mad at you. That's right. How are you now the bad guy in all of this? I agree, Sharon. Crazy. Christy A. Wintle is up next, sharing similarly in part, people standing in the middle of the aisle like they are the only ones there. Definitely. Dennis Weiner adds, I have to say, the check writers, Will doesn't like that. And people that don't have the coupons ready, then start a conversation with the cashier is a gear grinder for me. Love that expression. And Ashley Jeffers hits the nail on the head as far as I'm concerned with the hammer of truth right here. I hate seeing people I know at the market. Now, don't get me wrong. It's nice to run into an acquaintance. But sometimes, Will, if you're in a hurry, you don't have time.
I got things to do.
There's no chit-chatting time. But it's still nice to see you, but I don't need to explain. Thank you, everyone. What is this piece of hair? What is that? We love when you chime in. I have the new comb, and it's not even helping. You know what? I was telling you guys about it. Hang on, here it is. This is like the Cadillac of combs. Look at that handle, Will.
Very nice.
What am I talking about?
Stylish.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Follow us, please, at The Rhode Show, and leave your comments. For now, we want to send things into the kitchen. Michaela, take it away.
Well, we're just talking about